Okay, so this is a VOD by Set. Seems to be running Winston on Anubis. See how it goes. Looks like his team seems to be okay. It's a Luciana. I'm not sure what the rest. Zarya, which is cool. I don't know what his DPS is though. Missed the hop there, but that's okay. You were charging Zarya shield unnecessarily right there. Don't really need to boost her damage right now. You shouldn't do. You shouldn't try to approach the enemy team unless you have at least one of your cooldowns, and you had neither. You didn't have jump because you just used it, and you didn't have shield because you used it even earlier than that. You need to make sure that when you're flanking, you have as many cooldowns as you can. Stop shooting Zarya shield. You need to go in the back. There we go. Yeah. Okay, good pick. Yeah, just stand out there. Yeah, if you're going to shoot at Zarya shield, Zarya barrier, you have to kill her. Like, if you decide that, yeah, I'm going to charge Zarya's damage, you need to kill her at that moment. So, that third attempt to shoot Zarya up, that was good. Good pick. Now get in front of your healer. Get healed. I think with Winston, more than any of the tanks, you need to make sure that you're at full health when you're about to dive in, because Winston only has, what is it, 75 armor? So if he doesn't have, and then he just has no, he has 100 armor. If he doesn't have that 100 armor, he has a lot less protection. So only dive in when you have that was just unfortunate. Probably should have tried to body block the Ana, but it's fine. Running into mate on defense is hard, so not much you can do. Hopefully your team groups up now. Nice. Good time, 4 minutes. So if they're going to be sticking to this comp, you probably would benefit a little bit more if you were not playing Winston. Reinhardt would be a better choice here, because if Winston cannot solo tank. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I've ever heard the Spanish version of this game. Good pick. Nice job. That was a good shield placement. I mean, there's not much to say here, because, like, your team's doing really well. So, there's no... Well, the one... You kind of forgot about the Mercy there. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit. Like, so... Right here, Mercy's not at full health. And then the wall comes down. So you correctly thought I should jump over the wall, which is fine. But then You left Mercy. You left Mercy alone, and she was stuck. Mercy got stuck. Like right here. Right there. Mercy's stuck between this sign here and the wall. So she's not even at full health. I think that's like she has like 60% of her health. So she's 100. If you just sat on her for a little bit, you could have killed her. If you're in this situation, if you're not going after Widow, who's still in that direction, or if you're not going after Mercy, you shouldn't really be, like, these are your two goals. You should go kill the Widow, and you should go kill the Mercy. But you kind of ignored Mercy here, and then you extend, so because you missed this, you extended the fight later when you actually start killing things. You should just assume that Mercy's res is on every other fight at the latest. There's the res. If you guys lose the point, I would not be surprised. Like, I don't want you to feel bad, but that one mistake of not going for the Mercy there probably definitely lost you that point. Okay, so you're playing Zarya. You keep hiding, and I don't know why you're hiding. You haven't actually been hit by anything. You're still at 400 health. You're at full health. Nothing's actually hit you. Yeah, you should be using... You should only use your shield once you're running out of... That was a good barrier. You should only use your shield if you're gonna, when you're actually taking damage. Optimally, you don't want to use it until you've lost maybe almost all of your... half of your health. Because otherwise it's just a waste, and you're not... if you're not getting the damage off of it. You should try looking... You should try pressing tab a little bit more. Because so that way you can tell if they changed their composition or anything. Because you don't actually know. They just did a failed attack, so you don't know if they're doing like a panic switch. You don't know if they did a panic switch to like a surprise bastion or something. They didn't in this case, but you don't know that. So you need to press tab a little bit more, especially after every team fight and just before a team fight. So that way you just know, what you have to worry about. And also you get to see what ults your team has on top of that. Okay, you should have your ult by the time they start pushing in. Good cleanup. Yeah, man, for this game, there isn't too much to talk about because your team kind of steamrolled. Uh, yeah, I mean, if you killed the Mercy on the first point, you could have avoided this entire second point hold, but your Zarya, I think, is a little bit better than your Winston, but you're not bad with either of them. Maybe use your right click more, so that way, because splash damage is a little bit better than Zarya's beam. Like, so say you're Zarya. So say you're Zarya, and then say you're trying to shoot at a Tracer. Or let's say you're trying to shoot at Lucio. Yeah, Lucio. Let's make this accurate. Okay, so you're shooting at Lucio with your beam. So you're shooting him with your beam. You're doing it about, if you have 0 charge on your beam, you're going at about 90 DPS. 90 DPS to Lucio. If you choose your balls, you're doing 45 damage per ball. So the difference between these two is that if you hit, say, anyone else with it, let's say there's a soldier or something. Say there's a soldier. If your ball here hits these two guys, you make up for the fact that you're doing half the damage of your beam, and at the same time, while your right click's in the air, it's not doing damage to them, so they can't possibly heal it. Like, Lucio can't heal damage in the air, but with the beam, it's a single target and it's only killing one person at a time. Because the right click is a burst damage rather than sustained damage. So unless you're killing something like pretty big, like Roadhog or Diva, or a reflecting Genji, the right click is usually going to be better. So that way, like, they can't heal this damage until it hits them. But in their minds, they also, what they see on the screen at this point, before the damage comes in, is that they have full health. All they see is that they have full health, but when you hit them, so when they see that they have full health, they'll be a little bit more aggressive against you, but then when they get hit with the orb, then they lose health, and then that's when they start acting defensive. After a couple orbs hit them. So let's say they decide at 100 health they'll run away. If your orb hasn't landed on them, they still think that they're maybe at 150. Say you're at 0 charge again. So they're at like 150 damage. 150 health. When that orb hits them, they'll be down to 105. They'll immediately start panicking. Because suddenly they just lost all this health. With the beam though, they can see their health ticking down, tick, 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 and then they hit that. So they can time their escape better because they know when they're going to hit that. They're going to hit the 100 health. With this, they go from full health to half health to 3/4 health to half health and so on. Like they can't react. This psychologically doesn't exist, or like it doesn't occur to them that they've lost this much because the damage sound for both of these is about the same. Only this one keeps reminding them, and this one just happens every time you hit them. But of course, you're not going to be at 45 DPS at that time. You're going to be at probably at least 50 charge by the time you're actually shooting at them. So you'll have you'll be at 90 DPS, and that's with splash damage. And then on top of that, when your orb hits the ground, when the orb hits the ground and there's a Lucio on it off to the side, it'll knock him in a different direction than he was planning to go. He'll be knocked this way in this case if you land it on the ground right here. So you can actually already be leading your next shot to be shooting right about here. You can guide them, whereas you can do this with Pharaoh's rockets or Junkrat's nades. Like you can do these with any of the explosives in the game. And while the beam is good in like a duel situation, if you can just guide them into where you think they're going to be, you'll probably win a little bit more. You'll also throw off their aim because now they're being flung off to the side or in a direction they didn't want to be going or expect to. So that's all I got for Zarya. That a lot of people tell me that I use my right click a little bit too much, but that's the reasoning behind using the right click, why it's really good. If you are going to use the beam, so because the right click uses 25 ammo, while the beam just ticks down. If you are going to use the beam, when you're below 25 ammo, just use your right click. Like when you're really close, like maybe like when you have like 10 ammo left, use your right click because you will still be able to shoot your gun. You'll still be able to shoot the right click even if you don't have 25 ammo. So if you have only like 10 ammo left, but then you shoot a 25 ammo shot, wow, that's a good 5. You will, in a sense, you have used 115 ammo worth of damage for one reload. One reload. So in one reload, you can do like 115 damage if you hit, if you right click when you're really close to hitting the bottom. But those are just little things. Those are like advanced Zarya tactics, but you don't really need to do that if you don't want to. And I think that's it. That's it for this VOD.